NC Pork. Good for the plate, great for the state. You guys know North Carolina football as well as any two coaches. Jim, you're a North Carolina native. Tim, you're an adopted son of the bold North State. And I found this number to be very interesting as we're talking about building rosters and what Mike Norvell has done with that talent-rich environment down in the Sunshine State that you guys, again, both know very well. You've both been national champions. Jim at Florida, Tim at Florida State University there in the Sunshine State. But here in North Carolina, I was shocked. I was at NC State last weekend, and I'm looking at the roster card. And I said, I wonder how many players from North Carolina play for the Wolfpack. And the answer to that is 62. East Carolina has 40. So then I hopped over to GoHeels.com and I count up how many North Carolinians play for the University of North Carolina, and that number is 21. It seems like maybe it should be the University in North Carolina because right now there's not a lot about Carolina athletics that says Carolina. Yeah, Hubert Davis, the basketball coach, is an alum, and there's some other sport coaches over there who are alums. But the head coach of the national champion women's soccer team went to NC State. The AD in waiting and also the new head of the Rams Club are both Virginia grads. And the head football coach is from a D3 school up in New England. So there's not a lot of North Carolina right now pulsating through the veins in Carolina blue. But it seems like Dave Doran has really put an emphasis on recruiting and winning the state. My question is very specific, though. What does it say to the high school football coaches in the state of North Carolina? And does it even matter when you don't recruit their players to play on your team?
When we went to North Carolina, we knew that we were going to focus on the state of North Carolina. And we were there for 10 straight years, and we built the roster with North Carolina kids. I've said it from day one, and I'll say it now today. I think the state of North Carolina is the most underrated state in America for high school football players. When we were rolling at North Carolina the first time under Coach Brown, we had more players from the state of North Carolina than any, and I mean, we put more players in the NFL. I'm talking about first round draft picks. And they were all from the state of North Carolina, South Carolina. I mean, Mac Brown is absolutely the absolute best, recruiting, building relationships. And we did a great job with that. And it just, what it is right now, Mike, is it's less important. It's less important to the people that are in charge. And so I just think that if you're going to succeed in the state of North Carolina, you got to go recruit North Carolina kids, because I'm going to promise you. And with Jim, the way that Charlotte has blown up and how many kids are now in Charlotte. And then, Jim, you go east of 95 and you get over there and you see a kid like Marcus Jones come walking out of the house at 6'6", 290-pound defensive end. It's just absolutely amazing the number of great players and talented high school football players that there are in the state. And it's not a good sign for North Carolina to not have these players in Chapel Hill.
Tim, I agree with you 100%. I think when you are the state university, and that's nothing against North Carolina State, but we all know that the University of North Carolina is considered the state university of North Carolina. So to have only 21 players on the roster from the state of North Carolina is ridiculous. And I even all the 12 years I was at the University of Florida, our last game there was the Orange Bowl against the University of Maryland. 21 of our 22 starters were from the state of Florida. And when you are the state university, I think you can dominate the state recruiting. Now, I haven't been in the recruiting world since NIL became so important. But if I were going to spend my money, I would spend my money in the state of North Carolina. I would spend my money in the state of Florida, wherever that is, especially in a state like North Carolina that has a decent number of quality Division I players. Plus, here's the other thing I think about recruiting your own state. Kids that come from the state, they've grown up watching your program. They take pride in their state, and they take pride in winning for their state. I just spent 5 months coaching in Spain, and the Spanish players that we had, they played for the pride of their country. And I still think even in this world of NIL and paying players and all that, I still think there's a place. It just behooves me why a player from Reidsville, North Carolina, would think that he wanted to go across country to go to school when you've got a quality program, an hour away from where you are. I don't understand these kids that stay in time. Obviously, it's money, and that's the involvement and those things. So, but Brew, I agree with you, man. If you can't recruit your own state, you've got an issue.
From Friday night lights to championship moments, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association makes it all happen. Supporting student athletes across the state, the NCHSAA is the heart of high school sports in North Carolina. Learn more and get involved at nchsaa.org. That's nchsaa.org. The North Carolina High School Athletic Association, where champions are made.
This has been Bold North State Football Daily, an exclusive presentation of the North Carolina Sports Network. Make sure you follow us on social media at the NC Sports Net, and check out our website that is wall-to-wall coverage of North Carolina sports at ncsportsnetwork.com. Our foundational partner is the North Carolina Pork Council, raising the bacon, raising the bar. Telling the stories of the bold North State, this is the North Carolina Sports Network.